यदविद्या विलासेन भूतभौतिकसृष्टयः तं नौमि परमात्मानं सच्चिदानन्दविग्रहम्. So last class we saw the introduction to Anupalabdhi. Okay. Cognizing things which are not there. Very often put as non-apprehension or non-cognition. Poor translations, but the whole idea itself is not there in the English language. Then how do you express it? You have to coin words. Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Shoot.
From Artha. So we say that mithya from mithya is Artha.
No, not all mithya is not arthapati. Some are directly stated. But when not stated, and something is negated, when not stated and something is negated, through arthapati you will understand it is mithya.
But it seems difficult now. I was thinking, like I know that the things are changing, things are not permanent. Like so far as Vyavahara is concerned, everything in the world is always changing. Nothing remains the same. So that is Anubhava Siddha. But on the basis of that, if I am trying to draw a conclusion, then at the most I can say, okay, is there something...
That is an extension of your logic. That is not arthapati. Supposing I say, now watch carefully, hear carefully. Supposing I say, this is nothing but wood. You are seeing table. I am saying this is wood. Correct? This is wood. Now, normally what will you take? If you are not exposed to Vedanta, what will you take? That wood is material, table is product. Karna Karya you will take. With little exposure, with the understanding of Satya Mithya, by Arthapati you can say table is Mithya. Because I cannot negate the table unless the table is Mithya.
But then that comes from the Shastra only, because my understanding...
Shastra doesn't say table is Mithya.
No, not that way, but when exposure to...
Exactly. So what did I say? It is Shastra Anukula Tarka. Shastra Anukula Tarka. Loka Vyavahara will be different. Satya Mithya will not come under Loka Vyavahara. For Loka Vyavahara, you don't bother about establishing Satya Mithya. Karna Karya is enough. For Loka Vyavahara, what you need is only Karna Karya. But to accept Karyam is Mithya, then you need Vedanta, etc. coming into the picture. Tell me, why will you take table as Mithya and wood as Satyam as far as transaction is concerned? You can say wood is material cause, table is effect. Enough for your functioning. Isn't it? For your functioning life, you don't need Satya Mithya understanding. At the most, you need impermanence understanding. It's impermanent, not lasting. My emotions are troubling me. Don't last here. Or an incident is troubling me. Don't last. That's enough for Vyavahara, that's enough. Satya Mithya is a different level altogether. So that in normal Vyavahara, you don't make those such inferences of Satya Mithya.
In Vyavahara, probably you can reach the height of objectivity, but this understanding still...
No, it is not meant for Vyavahara. Satya Mithya, understand this. Satya Mithya is used to understand Vedanta. Okay? Why do you need Satya Mithya when the world really function? See, everything science talks about is Satya Mithya. We use arguments from time to science to put Satya Mithya. But science doesn't talk about Satya Mithya. It talks only about Karna Karya, cause effect. That effect is Mithya is another level of understanding, which is not necessary for your transactional basis. You don't need it. Why do you need it? Cause effect is enough. No? In fact, what is all your functioning based on cause effect only? Why are you doing it? Because this is the effect I want. Why am I doing that? Because this is... It's all cause effect only. Satya Mithya doesn't come in your transactional. As a student of Vedanta, you will bring it in. Because now you are talking about realities. Now when science talks about realities, since it doesn't talk about Satyam Mithya, it finds it difficult. When science talks about realities. Science is not talking about reality all the time. When science is propounding gravitational laws, it's not talking about reality. It's talking about a structure, an order of things. But when it's going to look at the building block of matter, etc., then it is a different picture. Then it is trying to talk about realities. So where does Mithya come in Vyavahara? Yeah. Someone comes and tells you, your wife comes and tells you, I love you. Emotion is Mithya. You'll find your marriage has become Mithya. Yeah?
In a Pratibhasika sense, some amount of Mithya.
Exactly. Pratibhasika and Vyavaharika Mithya comes into the play in Vyavahara. Yeah. Delusionary thinking, etc. So even there, like if you remember when I started the Gita, I talked about erroneous thinking, twisted thinking. So we don't take it as Satyam Mithya, we just take it as wrong thinking. You know, in the Vyavahara, that's all it's taken.
Yeah. Actually, the word Mithya is there in Gujarati language, but it's used in a very different
Exactly.
context.
Because the common usage of Mithya in Sanskrit language is false.
False, correct.
Exactly, false. Something is false. True or false?
Something that's fake or false.
Yeah. Mithya is used in the sense of true or false. Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam Mithya is a definition given by Vedanta. Why is it necessary? You have to use commonplace language. Yeah. Dwaram, like, Arthapati. Common sense, common usage of language is necessary to explain Vedanta. But you have to use the words in an uncommon sense. Therefore, some redefinition, etc. is involved in it. So, Mithya, which is false, not just false, Sat asadvayam anirvachaniyam, etc. So, we will bring in those definitions to redefine common words. Even Satyam Mithya, common language, Satyam is what? Anything that exists, functionally valid is taken as Satyam. But we are taking that functionally valid Satyam and saying Abhaditam Satyam. Remember when I first explained Satyam Mithya to you, I said in language you have three words. Okay? Is not, false. Remember this? Yeah. I think in Upadesharam only I use these terms. Is not, false. Existing, non-existing, false. Huh? No. Is not, false. Then I redefined is as abhaditam. So for Vyavahara you don't have a word. False remains false. Vyavahara is the problem. Then you bring in Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam. That's how I went about it. इसे भूल नहीं जाना है. Yeah, because that's how you go. Because you are redefining normal words. Yeah. Is not, false. Is not a problem. False is not a problem. Is में problem होता है. When I redefine is as abhaditam satyam, what is abhaditam. Okay, now what? What will you talk about this? I have to bring in a new idea. Yeah, that's how Vedanta teaching goes. That's why there is no separate teachers training course. The process of learning itself, if you learn well, you can explain. If you don't learn well, you don't know how the thing has taken place in your head. Then you will become vague. Then the knowledge will remain vague. Yeah. So that is where the whole thing goes. Yeah. Okay, any other questions before we go ahead?
हिंदी में से ये दुनिया एक मिथ्या है.
Huh?
ये
Yeah, everything is Mithya, including Vedanta. Yeah. The Shabda Jalam is all Mithya only. No? What else? Only Brahman is Satyam.
Swamiji, I have very confusion about how Anumana and Arthapati
Differs
in terms of Mithya.
in terms of Mithya. See, the primary reason for Arthapati is not Mithya. That's a secondary way of using it. Arthapati is used where your direct Anumanam will not work. Because what is Anumanam based on? Vyapti. So Vyapti. For Mithyatvam there is no Vyapti. Yeah. For Mithyatvam there is no Vyapti. Therefore Arthapati comes into the picture.
So then actually to explain Mithyatvam then only Arthapati.
Yeah. No, your perception can also be there. Yeah, you saw the whole thing as once. Yeah. Okay. Then Anumanam is interesting that way. Why is Anumanam interesting? Perception is direct knowledge. Inference? Indirect because mentation. Comparison?
It's indirect, but then I actually see that
Yeah, is indirect. Arthapati? Indirect. Anupalabdhi? Sure? So, now that is involved in the definition. Okay? What is that? Idanim shashtam pramanam nirupyate. The sixth pramana. Okay? Because Shabda is covered before. Shashtam pramanam nirupyate. Jnana karana ajanya abhava anubhava asadharanam karanam anupalabdhi pramanam. Jnana ajanyam jnanam. An anubhava, a knowledge, which is not caused by another knowledge. In inference, Vyapti jnanam is necessary. No? Here, it is jnana ajanyam. It is not dependent on any Vyapti or anything like that. Okay? Jnana karana, ajanyam. Abhava anubhava. But you are recognizing non-existence of something. That karanam, anupalabdhi pramanam, anupalabdhi rupam pramanam. Okay? Jnana ajanya jnana. Now, okay, let's see what he is writing. He is covering all the things. Anumanadi janeti indriya abhava anubhava hetu heto anumanado ativyapti varanaya ajanyatvam padam. Why are you using jnanam ajanyam? Because anumanadi pramananam ativyapti karana nivaranaya. Ativyapti. He will go into that. If you don't use, you just say jnanam pramanam, then it can be anumanam also. No. Jnana ajanyam. Jnana ajanyam jnanam. Okay. Jnana ajanyam jnanam. Okay. Because look at it. Hari Om. When you are using anumanam, there is a process of mentation involved. Anumanam has knowledge before. Even Shabda has Tatparyam, etc. You have to know. Only perception doesn't have it. Perception is jnana ajnanyam. Perception doesn't depend on any other knowledge. But here he is saying abhava anubhava. Perception doesn't give you abhava anubhava. It gives you only bhava anubhava. Anubhava is jnanam. Remember twofold anubhava, jnanam smritischa. So don't take anubhava as experience. Anubhava is jnanam. Okay? So, jnana ajanya jnanam. Therefore, abhava jnanam. Yeah?
indirect perception,
Hmm?
when I am perceiving darkness or light, in my thinking, I am thinking of non-existence of something to come to the conclusion.
No, I can't see anything. What is darkness? I can't see anything.
But non-existence of, so if we are,
Where? Perception. You see darkness, you see light. Yeah.
so the other thinking is not
No, there is no logical premise, etc. There is no mentation. Thought is there. You can't say no thought is there. Thought is always there for any knowledge involves thought. Vritti jnanam, no? Any knowledge involves thought. That you can't change. And in this class, no one dare say that Vedanta jnanam doesn't involve thought. Okay. So thought is always there. Okay. Then adrishtadau sadharana karane ativyapti varanaya asadharani. Adrishtam punya papa. That is sadharana, common to everything. Certain things like time, space, punya papa is common to everything. Why are all of us here? Because of some punya papa, no? Some adrishtam brought us all here. Because of some adrishtam, some people are missing the class. Yeah, whether online or offline, missing. Yeah. So what does it imply? That is sadharanam for everything. Where did you get a backache? Punya papa. That is prarabdha is part of everything. Time space is part of everything. So he says that sadharanam we are not taking. To avoid that, he has used the word asadharanam karanam in the definition. That asadharanam karanam is used to negate the possibility of it referring to punya papa. Punya papa, you don't say adrishtam, therefore you understand that. Abhava smriti sadharana hetu samskare ativyapti varanaya anubhavaiti visheshanam. Now, abhava jnanam, okay? Arey, this class Surendran is not there. Last class also he was not there. So, last class he was not there, how do you know? Memory. Memory is because of some samskara of the previous experience. Tasya ativyapti varanaya. So that the definition doesn't go into your smriti. Memory of abhava, we are saying what? Anubhava jnana. It is knowledge, not memory. It is not smriti. You are using the word anubhava in the definition. This is justifying each word in the definition. Second line. Each word in the second line is because of one or the other. Correct? So that varnaya, okay. Anubhaveti visheshana, okay. Nacha atindriya abhava anumati stale api anupalabdho abhava grihyatam vishesha abhavaditi vachyam. What about atindriya vishayas? What is atindriya? Anything, heaven, etc. Tad varnaya, he says, vishesha padam. Vishesha abhava. You can't say heaven is abhava. Okay? Therefore, vishesha, for a particular thing only, is not a general abhava we are talking about. Anupalabdhi pramanam is connected with a specific thing. Surendran, not there. Specific. That guy is not there here. Or online. Vishesha. Dharma dharma anupalabdhi asatve tad abhava nishchayena yogi anupalabdhi eva abhava grahyattvad. What about dharma dharma? This guy is suffering a lot. Punya nahi kiya hai. Punya bhava is there. Not enough punya in his life. While suffering. Tad abhava will also become Anupalabdhi now. Actually, Shastra Anukula, Anuman. Okay? But tad, it should have the pada, Yogyata also added to it. It should be fit for it. It should be fit for Anupalabdhi. How will it be fit for Anupalabdhi? Now, there is an elaborate discussion there. How will a thing be fit for Anupalabdhi? Tell me.
You should perceive it once for me.
It should be subject to perception. Yes. The object which is not there here should be subject to perception. Surendra is not there. It is subject to perception. You have an idea of Surendra in your head. The classical example given is Bhutale Gataha Nasti. On this earth, on this floor, Gataha Nasti. Pot is not there. Why? Because you have seen pot before. Hey, there is another, that pot is there now. I am talking about that pot.
So, Swami, all these five pramanas, memory is also important. Without memory, and all the five pramanas.
See, understand one thing. The moment you say Vyavahara, memory comes into the picture. Sadharanam karma. Yeah. But when you are defining, your definition should not be applicable to that memory. Otherwise, you will say, I know pot is not there, I remember pot. It will become, now, if a definition of a pramana goes into memory, see what all problems you will have. See what all problems you have. You won't know whether it is a fact of knowledge or you are remembering something. Whether I am seeing you of today or I am seeing you of last week. How will I know? Because by definition it goes here and there. So when you are defining perception or any pramana, you have to exclude memory out of it. Memory is used, agreed. Huh? Adhikatam, yeah. Yeah, across pramana. Like, Shabda is what? Isn't memory not involved in Shabda? Is memory not involved in perception? Even in perception it is involved, no? Memory is not involved in reading? Yeah, exactly. Memory is involved because otherwise how do you recognize the alphabet? So that is Sadharanam Karanam. This is all Asadharanam Karanam. Remember this. That's why that Asadharanam Karanam is important. Memory, yeah.
When we say it should be available for perception, it has to be there. A broken pot doesn't fit into that.
Yeah. Yeah. That, yeah. That much memory.
Pot has to be there,
Yeah.
not a broken pot.
Yeah.
Or we have a memory.
Or you can say broken pot. I am seeing a broken pot.
It's the memory of the broken pot. But if I take a full pot,
Yeah.
the pot has to be present in its pot form.
Yeah.
It cannot be a memory of.
Exactly. For Anupalabdhi. And to say that it is not there. Yeah. Yeah. That's why instead of pot, etc., I use persons. And then that confusion, which pot, etc., doesn't come up. A person. Is Surendran there? Then it's very specific. Pot, which pot you can say. Yeah. But that was not a problem then, because there is a common type of pot that was used everywhere. Yeah, special pots came in later. Exactly. Yeah. Because home common pots, they're the same. Sort of size difference ho sakta hai, but the same type of pots are used, no? For cooking also, for storing also, everything same pot was used. Similar pot was used. Even for making pickles, same type of pot was used. देखो योग्यता. Now, योग्यता में थोड़ा discussion है. It goes a little bit into technical grammar, samasa, etc. But I will try to make it simple. Okay. वो फुल टाइमर्स को सिखाता है, फिर ऑल द ग्रामर एवरीथिंग विल कम इन, ओके, बिकॉज दे हैव स्टडीड इनफ संस्कृत फॉर दैट. न केयम योग अनुपलब्धि. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय योग्यता? योग अनुपलब्धि, व्हाट डू यू मीन? योग अनुपलब्धि इज samasa, joint word, na? It is not simple sandhi, it is a samasa. So samasa कितना है? Those who are studying Sanskrit, याद है? Or they have not come up to samasa? Okay, all right. Then I won't go into the technical details of it. Okay. He seems simple. किम योग्यस्य प्रति योगिनः अनुपलब्धि अथा योगे अधिकरणे प्रतियोग अनुपलब्धि. योग्य से अनुपलब्धि और योग्य अधिकरणे अनुपलब्धि. व्हाट आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट? अधिकरण मीन्स लोकस. न आद्य कैनॉट बी योग्य से अनुपलब्धि. व्हाई? इज देयर अ गोस्ट देयर? He says, स्तंभे पिशाचादि भेदस्य प्रत्यक्षत्व आपत्तेः. Then in a post, you will start, if there is a ghost there, you will see it. No? But a ghost is supposed to be not seen. Oh my God, confuse your speaking language. English here, don't worry. Yeah. Because
Swamiji, ghost is adrishya, no? You can't see.
exactly. But if you are saying yogi sanapati, problem ho jayega. That's why he says. Because you are saying ghost is not there. Can you be sure ghost is not there? You can be sure ghost is not there only if ghost was visible. Correct? Huh? If ghost is visible. Yeah. Which some people can see. Some people they have done special sadhana for. That's different. वो बात अलग है. We are talking about the common person. Okay. Then, na antya, not the second one. Yoga adhikarne. Why? Atmani dharma dharma bhavasya pratiksha apatiti chet. Na yogya cha so anupalabdhische karmadhara ashraya. All right. Can you say yogya se adhikarne yahan par? When you say yogya, yogya se adhikarne. ये प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. सच्ची तत्व. Now you will have to say what? You are there? You know you are? हाँ. Punya Papa is there for you as a jiva. Punya Papa. So adhikarna is yogyam for direct knowledge. Adhikarna. You know. So then you will have to say what? Locus. So in the locus dharma. Then dharma, you know by perception or you will know by anupalabdhi. Because yoga se adhikarna, na. It looks fine. Yoga adhikarna. Locus. On the table, pot is not there. We are talking the pot, not table. Dharma problem will come. Therefore, we will say, yoga syacho anupalabdhischa. It is both. Okay? It is yoga chasa anupalabdhischa karmadhaya ashna. It is yogyam and it is anupalabdhi jnanam. Yogyam. Pot is not there. Pot has yogyata for it to be known by for this absence of the pot to be known by anupalabdhi. Surendran is not there. The Surendrasya abhava has yogyata to be known by anupalabdhi. Basically what? In simple terms, anything that's an object of perception its abhava will be known by Anupalabdhi.
That is the yoga.
That's the Yogyata. Because he's spinning off from the word Yogi Anupalabdhi. So we are not talking about dharma. We are not talking about the adhikarna. Adhikarna is object of perception. The locus, Surendran, the chair, the bench is the object of perception. Pot is not there. Here is the object of perception. What? The locus, adhikarna, the adhisthana. Sthanu, object of perception. But the ghost is not object of perception, therefore it is not Yogyata for Anupalabdhi.
So can I say that Anupalabdhi is sense of a thing or object that can otherwise be only
Can otherwise be seen. Yes, that's fair. So Anupalabdhi is used to know an object which normally would be perceivable to you. Under normal conditions, perceivable. Like the pot and Surendra. Not that there is an association between the two. I beg your pardon? See, this guy is suffering, forget, supposing it's yogi adhikarna, then you are adhikarna for perception. You directly know I am. Then all that you are associated as a jiva, whatever you are associated should be either known by Anupalabdhi or perception. But dharma, etc. is not known. Its absence also not known by Anupalabdhi. See, supposing you are inferring, like I said, this guy is suffering, therefore there must be papa. That's a direct inference. Because all suffering is caused by papa. Shastra anukulam. It is not independent anumana. Independent anumana cannot establish it. Why? What is the connection between suffering and papa? There is no vyapti. Except when you take recourse to the Shastra there. Shastra anukulam you can say, okay. Not otherwise. That's why when you talk to your friends and try to prove certain things, it doesn't work. That's why someone trained in modern medicine cannot even see the fact why Ayurveda, for example, says karma is one of the causes for illness.
Yeah, it takes the very foundation of
Yeah, exactly. Because Shastra Pramana is not there. Here Ayurveda is based on Shastra Pramana. Take some recourse to it. So they accept that prarabdha karma, etc. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, why should someone who went to sleep and got up in the morning and he has got a ligament tear? Me. किधर से आया? साढ़े सात ही है. I started laughing actually. I said, hell, he got me. Shani got me. He sent a truck. He sent a school bus. I escaped both. He said, I have to go personally and get him in his sleep when he's not alert. Okay, that's karma at work. Who will say that? Who has got the Shraddha and the Shastra, not otherwise. Otherwise it won't work. This Anukula Tarka cannot work. So you go to a modern medicine, what will he say then? Unknown reason. Unknown reason. I mean, unknown reason is what? That you're just throwing up your hand saying, I don't know why you got it, but you got it, we'll treat it. Yeah. That's all he can say, no? See, because end result was what? It has to be treated. Whether it's Ayurveda or modern medicine, it has to be treated. Finally, that is it, no? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anupalabdhehe, I have explained this, but you are reading the sentence. Anupalabdhehe yogyata cha tarkita pratiyogi sattva prasanjita pratiyogitvam. Tarkita prasanjita pratiyogitvam. Bhutale gataha nasti. Pot is not there here. Why? What you are talking about, the abhava of the pot. If tarkitam, now, what is tarkitam? Because if the pot was there, I would see it. That is the yogita coming in. The pot was there, I would see it. Therefore, it is tarkita, prasanjita, pratiyogitvam. The opposite. Abhava is the opposite of tarkita prasanjita. By the logic that if it was there, you would see it. Why? Because the yogita is that pot can be seen. Finally, that is what it is.
This is from Tantra.
Huh? Yeah. Therefore, if it is there, I would see it. That's why the Tarkika will put it under perception. There is a perception. Even according to Tarka, Indriya Samyoga should be there. Not happening. In Tarka, Indriya Samyoga, not happening. Science, light should be reflected. Not happening. And absence cannot reflect light. Therefore, Anupalabdhi Pramana. So they are establishing the Pramana very, very methodically. This has to be accepted as an independent Pramana. See, this is for precision. In your Vyavahara, loosely you can use anything. Presumption is also under inference, everything. There's, yeah. But if unless you separate out deductive and inductive logic, even in Greek logic is there. What we call as inference is inductive logic. Presumption is deductive logic. It has to be, that difference has to be there, no? Because you are deducing something from something. Because deducing means what? Without that fact, this cannot be done. Therefore, that independence of each pramana has to be there when you are being precise. Common talk, it doesn't matter. But those days, even common talk, it matters because you are being more and more precise in your thinking. Being precise in your thinking. You are not splitting hairs. That's a difference. Everything you are looking, this is like this, this is like this, this is like this. No. That is being splitting hairs. Yeah. But being precise. Yeah. Yogasya abhava grihyate. What is this thing? Tasya abhava grihyate. Tasya cha pratiyogi. Tasta satvena anita karne. We have seen that. Tarkita prasiyoga anubhavayam pratiyogya anupalabdhi rupam. Yasya anubhavamosya tattvam tad anupalabdhi yoga tvam ityartaha. Simple. The same thing. He is just explaining it a bit elaborately. Tarkita prasiyangitvam. The Tarka, there is Sarka involved in this. Surendran here? No. How do you say that? Anupalabdhi Pramanena. But how? Because if he was there, I would see him. He is not there anywhere. Not in his usual seat, nor anywhere else also. Not anywhere else also. That means what? Tarkitam. If he was there, I would see. That means he is fit for being perceived if he was there. He is not there. That's Pratiyogitvam. Tarkita, prasanjita, pratiyogitvam. Abhava. Tarkita, prasanjitam is his presence. Tasya abhava. This is yogita. Okay.
What can be present?
Exactly. What can be seen is not there here. So that, how do you know that abhava is anupalabdhi? Okay. One question to challenge your thinking a little bit. That means abhava is pramana siddham, established by pramana, na? Artha anupalabdhi. Therefore, abhava asti. Abhava becomes dravya then. Yeah, at the most you can say kinchit bhava must. Now here is where the Shastra will come. Yeah. Because you are not really establishing the bhava, you are only establishing the bhava now and here. Yeah. We are not establishing the abhava of Surendra. We are only, because he is very much alive and kicking and is in fact doing a lot of work, that's why he is not there here. Yeah, exactly. Here and now. Yeah, here and now.
At that particular time and
Time, place, exactly. Adhikarana. Therefore, Adhikarana becomes important. When you are saying Ghata Nasti, Kutra, Bhutale, right here. Yeah. In my home it is there. More pots and pans than I need. Yeah. Okay.
That's why Swamiji that Vishesha comes in.
That's why that Vishesha. Yeah, otherwise it'll go. Exactly. Yeah.
Swamiji, why can't Abhava or Anupalabdhi be Arthapati?
How?
Because apart from non-being there,
Yeah.
you cannot explain it.
No. See, the chair is empty. The chair is empty. Can be explained by what? Is Surendran involved in the emptiness of the chair?
So then you also presume that he is not there.
No. How can you presume Surendran is
Go
not?
steps like that.
How can you presume? You can only presume
He is not there in this chair at this moment in time.
that you can't say. You can, without Anupalabdhi. You can say, Arthapati, you can say one thing. You presume that there are not enough students here to fill up the whole room. That much can be a presumption. In fact, that can be perception also. You see? Yeah. Can you see? Abhava cannot be proved because it will become too vague, too general. Arthapati for an abhava will become too vague. Therefore, it has to have a separate pramana. Surendran's abhava can be explained only by Anupalabdhi. Na? Arthapati cannot be there. Now Arthapati can come here. Surendran is not there. Why is he not there? He is very keen here. He is engaged elsewhere or not well. So there are now a lot of presumptions. Possibilities are there. Therefore, those can be presumptions. So if you look at how pramanas work, it is not always one-on-one. One-on-one. It's not. One part, yes. Second part will be something else. Third part will be something else. Fourth part may come back to the first thing. Because that's what life is about.
And also Swami, it's so interconnected because kinchit bhava masti, that's why I can perceive it and it's a
Yeah.
bhava I know.
Correct.
So if it's
No,
complete-
kinchit bhava masti is to disprove the absolute existence of the object. That abhava of Surendran does not have the same validity as bhava of this book. Does it? Yeah, for that.
Not for
No. The guys here following the argument, online guys. Okay, there's some struggle, check up, okay? That's why once in a way, especially those people who are in Bombay, once in a way meeting up is good. Okay, because then you can check up all this. Yeah. But people have got too used to being online. तथा ही सफलित लोकवती भूतले यदि घटः स्यात् तदा घट उपलम्भमा स्यात् इति आपादन संभवात्. He is giving an example. If the pot was there, I would see it. Since the pot, that's upalabdhi sambhavat. It will become known to me directly. Tadrisha bhutale gata abhava anupalabdhi gamya. But pot is not there. How do you know that? Anupalabdhi gamya. Remember, when I was doing generally, I used to say, you need to have that thought in your mind. With the pot thought you are looking at is and saying it is not there. Because that way, All pramanas are something specific. No? Surendra is not there on the chair. He is not there in the class. Are you going to list every human being on the world? Not there. No. Pramana is for what you want to know. Why is he getting so many hiccups? At least 30 people are thinking of him. Huh? Last time Sonali must have got that. Yeah. Yeah, just imagine every human being on earth, you are not talking about. Knowledge is always about something specific. Yeah. Even if you use the Jati Vyakti argument, you are still dealing with the specific. Even though the term cow can remain cowness, can refer to the whole Jati of cow, you are still dealing with a specific cow. Yeah. You are not dealing with the whole cow. No. Yeah. Okay. Gava Manaya, bring that cow. Which cow? Cowness. Though it is true, by cow you mean cowness. No one denies that. But you are dealing, pramana you are dealing with specific. Functioning you are dealing with the specific. Yeah. Bhava Anupalabdhi Gamya. Okay. Andhakare tu tadrisha apadana asambhavat na Anupalabdhi Gamya. Andhakari. In darkness you can't say it. Supposing whole thing was pitch black. No perception possible. What Anupalabdhi will be possible? If perception is not possible, Anupalabdhi is also not possible. Andhakari. Therefore, na Anupalabdhi Gamya. Ata eva stambe tad atmena pishacha sattve sambhavat pratyakshataya tad abhava Anupalabdhi Gamya. Therefore, if you can see a ghost on a post, then the absence of the ghost can be seen by Anupalabdhi. Yeah, if it is, can be seen. But ghost itself is unseen. Therefore, if you are seeing a ghost, what will he say? Adhyasa. If you are seeing a ghost, then Adhyasa. Yeah, it is the establishing of Adhyasa. It is not perception or Anupalabdhi, it is pure Adhyasa then. Because by definition, ghost can't be seen. Yeah. Don't say, what about some people who can see it? That's entirely different. Those are siddhis and things like that. Those are siddhis. It doesn't come under normal vyavahara. But even a guy with a siddhi, like by smell I can make out the presence of spirits. This is a true thing. I experimented with some things and I said, okay, smell is in fact one of my weaker sense organs. So, by smell I have trained that, by smell I can make out. So along with me, one other guy also trained by smell. He can also make out. Then, we are all in a class, okay, dealing with these things. Then one guy went out. And the other guy got the presence, the smell of a particular brand of cigarettes. Oh my God, the master who is dead and gone is here. Because we all, yeah, I can get the smell. When that guy came in, says, you missed the master, he was here. How do you say that? Both these guys got the smell of that cigarette. And he had a very sheepish grin on his face. Why? He was smoking the cigarette outside. So ऐसा भी अध्यासा हो सकता है. Wherever knowledge is possible, adhyasa is also possible. Why? Because avidya is inherent in the human being. Avidya is inherent in a human being, so adhyasa is also possible. Okay. Atmani dharmadi sattve api asati indriyatraya nirukta upalambana nirakta upalambha apadana sambhavat na dharmadi abhavasya anupalabdhi gamyata. I'm just clarifying. Similarly, he says dharma, even though it is present in a Atmani means in yourself, Jivatmani. Dharma is present. It doesn't have yogyata to be perceived. Dharma is not perceived. It is inferred by Shastra Anukula Tarka. Therefore, absence of dharma also cannot be looked at by Anupalabdhi. Yeah. Okay. Can you say this person is suffering a lot? Therefore, can you say there is no punya? Infer. You can infer. No. You can infer papa by suffering. But you can't infer the absence of punya by suffering. Why? Got a human birth, no? Therefore, some punya is involved. Exactly. Therefore, you cannot say there is no, the absence of punya, etc., you cannot infer. Because some punya is always there. Born human being, that is there. Some punya is always there. However miserable his existence is, some punya is always, because human birth. Hai. Yeah. Because that human body is punya. Yeah, right and darkness, both. Exactly, both has to be there.
Also, sometimes one gets the disease but comes out of it very
Yeah,
bad. So
like
many-
I had a student, I had lost touch. In fact, all of us have lost touch with him. Not student, Guru Bhai. He is my batchmate. From Tamil Nadu, near Coimbatore, but interiors. Very poor background. Very lot of suffering in life and all, but he came to it. He understood his vairagya was to what he didn't have. See, vairagya to what you have is easy to have, relatively. But vairagya to what you don't have, he had that. He had that. Yeah. And after that, he lived a literal sadhu's life, literal, living on bhiksha and things like that. He would go to a village, be there for a few months, teach basics, move ahead to another village. Village to village, you would move. That is also karma. Because when you're living like that, there is suffering in your life more than someone like me. I'm not leading a luxurious life. There's a small flat somewhere, there's a thing, taking care of it. But there is more comfort in my life than in his life. Because he's moving village to village. All his possessions are in one jhola. I have a washing machine where I wash my clothes. He will go to the river or well and wash his clothes himself. So there is, na. But there is a lot of punya karma also. Why? He got Vedanta Jnanam. Huge punya. Huge punya. For someone like that, born in a village like that, educated only in a village school, to meet Swamiji, come, learn in Sandipini, my God. A lot of punya is there. So you can never infer as a human birth, it's only papa karma. Anupalabdhi, there is no punya, you can never say, because look at this life. Huge punya and huge effort also. Yeah, huge effort also. But punya karma is there. But that papa karma makes his life like that. So he has to undergo a lot of things. Yeah. Or a lifestyle can be a choice also. Like I have a Guru Bhai, his huge influence he has. Okay. He just has to say the word. People will put up a whole setup for him. नहीं चाहिए, मैं इधर ही अच्छा है. He functions. Even his kitchen is non-functional. He has converted the kitchen into a bookstore for selling Swamiji's books, his tapes, all that is there. There's no kitchen. Choice. He's romanticized sannyasa a bit. He is living by choice. People want to come in landline, no cell phone. Yeah. Sitting room, What sitting room? It's a room with some plastic chairs. Then you meet him in his bedroom, where he sits on the bed and he'll talk to you. Either you are sitting on the ground or you can get some plastic chairs and keep it there. That's romanticizing sannyasa. But okay, fine. By choice. Okay. So it can come either way. It can come either way. But Anupalabdhi is not involved in any of this. In all of this, there is no Anupalabdhi involved. That's why I don't use Anupalabdhi wrongly. Atmani, because dharma dharma sattve. Okay? Not a question. Yeah? Because they have a theory. For them, abhava is existing. It's a dravya. Because abhava is dravya, they'll say the same organ that helps you see it will help you see the absence of it. Because abhava is dravya. Can be dismissed. You know, there is one thing all of us have. If you study any school of Indian philosophy well, including Sanskrit grammar, there is a love for brevity. Ardhamatra lagavena putrotsama manyante vayyakarna. They take it to the other thoda extreme. But all have a love for brevity, to make it less. By 6 pramanas, 4 pramanas. So this love for that brevity, yeah. Why did sutra literature come? Love for brevity only. Yeah. Remember the sutras, whole of Vedanta is there with you. You don't need to do anything else. Everything by connection will come. Yeah. Forget everything. 4 sutras are enough. By connection, everything can, whole world can be brought in. So that love for brevity made them do this. Yeah. I presume. Exactly. Everything was an oral tradition. So brevity was important. Yeah. Though by the time sutra literature came, writing had started. Just started. Vyasa, no? Just started. Yeah. Before that was entirely oral tradition. But that's minimum 5,000 years ago. Yeah. And with discovery of more things, we are historically pushing things back, more and more back. Western couldn't accept it because of that science was backed by religion there. So for them, everything was only 3,000 years old. So they had to bring it, pyramids, etc., had to be brought. But with science developing, archaeology developing, carbon dating and all happening, things are being pushed back. Yeah. So Dwaraka sinking was more than 5,000 years ago. Carbon dating proves these things. No? You found the whole city. Then when such a thing, incident happened, what would happen, all that thing. So, earliest writing was Mahabharata time. First time writing. When the script. And that script was not the Sanskrit script we are using today. It was a script called Brahmi. Then it became Devanagari later. Devanagari is a derivative from Brahmi script. Maybe we should get that Raja Vedam to talk about all this in the next Vedic Wisdom Festival. Yeah. He's very willing. He's connected with Swamiji and all of this. So, happy to do it. Okay. So, that. Now, after this comes a little bit on how Anupalabdhi cannot be replaced by Pratyaksha. Okay, thoda elaborate hai. Or by any other pramana. So he deals with it a little elaborately. That we will see next class. Okay, good place to stop. Okay, Om Tat Sat.